What's up, YouTube? Combat here, and today I want to talk about the graphics in the new Battle Royale mode, Blackout, for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I've been watching a lot of initial impression videos from the COD YouTubers that I've been watching for years, and the number one complaint I'm seeing a lot of them have is that the graphics in this game look like potato. And I totally agree with them. And I'm just here to argue that that's not a bad thing. But before I get into that, I want to just quickly go over my initial impressions of this game mode because I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm enjoying it through my 8 or so hours I've played already, have a couple wins under my belt, have a couple frustrating losses, but overall, I'm having fun with it. And I think that's a good thing. I think overall, if we can just have fun with this game mode, I think that's the most important thing about Battle Royale mode. It's a good complementary mode to multiplayer. I don't think, though, if this is the main reason why you want to buy Black Ops 4, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it'll be worth your $60 or $90 if you're Canadian to go out and just buy this game solely for this game mode. I think what you need to do is probably look at a different game. Just play Fortnite. Fortnite does Battle Royale better both on console and PC than this game does. I'm sorry, it will. PUBG runs better on PC than this game does on console. Like, that's just what I'm saying right now is I think overall this is just a good complementary to the multiplayer that we're going to have. That's it. It's not a fantastic standalone mode. I don't see myself pouring more time into this mode than into multiplayer. So if you want my initial impressions, I think that's it. And I'm not going to try to shit on it and say it doesn't do things well. The gunplay is great. I think the map is fantastic. It's bigger than I thought it'd be. I love the fact that it incorporated old areas of other maps into this game. You know, for instance, right there, that is the barn from Fringe on Black Ops 3. They have Stronghold from Black Ops 3. They have Raid from Black Ops 2. They have Radiation from Black Ops 1. Array from Black Ops 1. They have... I know there's Nuketown from the 3 Black Ops games. There's Firing Range from Black Ops 1 and 2. Like, they've done a very good job of incorporating old nostalgia into the map design of Blackout, which I really like. And I love all the different options for equipment. So you have all your grenades, you have your recon drone like that, you have the grapple hook. All these are very nice to have, and they're good complements to your loadout. What this game doesn't do well so far is I'm not a big fan of the level 3 armor. I just would rather see armor get taken out of the game in general, just taken out of Blackout. And the looting system is very slow, and that seems to be the main complaint a lot of people have with this game, is that the looting is slow and level 3 armor is just overpowered. And I could see them scaling that back and making it a little bit easier to kill people level 3, or they could just take out the armor in general and probably have a better overall experience. Or just, let's say, have the level 1 armor, sort of like what you have in Fortnite is you can just get up to 100 extra health, which is your shield. In this game, let's say you just get an extra 50 points, so you're up to 200 health. I don't know, something like that might work. The biggest surprise I have, not only the map size, but the map accessibility. The fact that there's so many different areas you can go to, and the fact that there's so much variety in each area, because you play a game like PUBG, which is very similar to this Blackout mode. You can very much tell that they took a lot of PUBG and used it as a template for this game mode, but what they've done is they've actually made a lot of the buildings look different. You know, with PUBG, for those that have played it, a lot of the buildings look the same, loot is in the same places, and that's kind of one of the biggest drawbacks from it is everything seems the same, whereas with Blackout, you have very unique areas, very unique places to go. The buildings are very different, and I really like that. I really like the variety of exploration that you have in this game mode, and I think it's very well done. So kudos to the Treyarch team, to Dave Vonderhaar, everyone that have worked tirelessly on this game mode. It does show, and it does work very well. But now let's talk about the potato graphics that everyone is frustrated with, because this does not look like a Call of Duty game in 2018. This looks like a reskin or a dialed back version of Black Ops 3 for the Xbox 360. Now, I'm not here to say the graphics aren't bad, because, yeah, they're They're kind of poor for a 2018 AAA title release game. But maybe this is what we have to endure to have the type of gameplay we have in Blackout. Because one of the things you guys didn't hear me say when I was talking about this game was stability issues, server issues, player count issues, lagging, drop frames. No, the gameplay's been fantastic. And that's one of the things I've really liked so far, is the fact that it works. It's not dropping frames. It's not being laggy. It's not having the biggest concerns I thought I'd have, which were that it would be super laggy, that it wouldn't be very stable, that we'd have drop frames, we'd be kicked out of a lot of games. And sure, they've had their errors, which happens in a beta, but the biggest issues have not been the stability on a very old engine, and I really like that. And I think that's one of the biggest prices we had to pay was bad graphics. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with dialing the graphics back to 720p to have a smooth gaming experience. Whereas if you look at, let's say we dialed the graphics up to 11 and had a 1440p resolution, or 4K resolution, whatever it might be, and you essentially had all these stability problems. You had lagging, you had drop frames, you just got kicked out of games, you would stutter, like anything like that, I think is a bigger price to pay than graphics. The other thing too is if you look at Call of Duty isn't reliant on having great graphics. They're reliant on good, fast-paced gameplay that is stable and works and doesn't lag and doesn't jitter. And I think that's the important thing here. Whereas you look at other games that are coming to the market right now, one of Battlefield's biggest selling points is how beautiful it looks. So yeah, if they brought a Battle Royale mode that looked like this, we'd be very disappointed. Look at a game like Spider-Man, which is Spider-Man swinging through New York. You want that game to look pretty. One of its biggest draws is its graphics. The gameplay still needs to be good, but one of its biggest draws is its graphics. I just don't see Call of Duty being, or graphics being one of Call of Duty's biggest draw-ins. I've never once said in my entire life that, damn, those graphics look top tier. That's just not what Call of Duty is, and it's okay that Call of Duty is not that way, because I don't think Call of Duty needs to be that way for it to be successful, and I think that's a good thing. I think that we're fine with it not having to be this unbelievably looking game in a Frostbite engine. It can just be Call of Duty and be just fine. So overall, I think that the bad graphics are the price we have to pay to have the game play as well as it does right now. Because it does play very well. It's very fun to play. I'm having a blast playing it. And overall, it's nice to just hop in the game with my friends and get a couple wins. And the other thing you guys are going to see here is the healing system in this game is fantastic too. Could you imagine if that was off too? Just be bad. The circle works well. But yeah, like what I'm just kind of saying here is I don't understand the hate that the graphics are getting, because people don't really seem to see the other side of it. They're seeing the one side. They're seeing the, oh, well, if the graphics were better, the gameplay would be better. And that's just not true. The gameplay might suffer if we scaled up the graphics. Now, the other thing I've heard as well is maybe they've dialed it back a couple iterations, a couple patches to scale back the graphics to really get a sense of how the game's going to play. And that was one of the main things maybe they wanted to do. And I get that from Treyarch's standpoint. Maybe they did scale the game back a bit for beta just so they could get the most information that they could at from a very reliable source, being this build of the game. But if this is what we get on launch day, I don't think people should complain. Once again, I don't think this should be the game mode that makes you pay $60 for Black Ops 4. I think this should be a complimentary game mode that is something you hop in with friends and play for a couple hours at a time. I don't really think this should be what you solely base your purchase on Black Ops 4 on. And if it is, then like I said, there's better games out there that do it better, that look better as well. So overall, that's really all I have to say, guys. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, can you please hit that like button. Please leave a comment down below what you guys think so far of Blackout. Also, where's your favorite spot to land? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, Combat signing off.